but the biggest symptom for me, which was one that I have not heard much about, is that my eyes started hurting. And I'm not talking like sinus pressure. I'm talking about like my eyes were literally hurting. Hey faves, I hope that everybody has been well. It's been a couple of weeks and I needed to check in with you guys because a lot of like random things have been happening in our life, hence me not uploading. If you're new, watching for the first time, I'm Tina, her life sparkles. However you will come to know me, make sure that you subscribe so that you get the notifications anytime I drop a new video. And I'm just gonna get straight to the point with like a quick little life update. So of course, we bought a new house recently, and if you have tried furniture shopping recently, it is very slow motion. Things are taking forever to get delivered, but we are slowly making progress. We painted my office and the kids' bedrooms. I have a couch in my office, the kids have beds, my oldest has dressers, but we're slowly waiting for their accents to come in. So as bad as y'all want to be able to see an update, I want to be able to give y'all like an updated video, but the pieces are just taking their time coming in, so please bear with me on that. For my oldest, I think his room is going to be done first. We're waiting on one more piece for his, and then I can show y'all his room, and then I'll probably show you guys my office after that, because the rest of that stuff should be here in 2 weeks. And then maybe closer to Halloween, Zoe and Luke's room will be ready. My youngest two, we're doing a shared room for them because they just they love each other, they're clingy, they're codependent sleepers, and they just need to be in there together. That's another story for another day. But so yeah, hopefully I have those rolled out for you soon. And then we are in the talks with contractors to go ahead and start to paint our bedroom and bathroom. So that will be the 4th update that we are able to give to you all. So bear with me. Please continue to be patient with me on that. Look, if y'all can get this furniture here any quicker, I could give y'all updates faster. But it is like watching paint dry, waiting for furniture and like larger orders like that to be delivered. So that's that on that. James and I, we turned 7 recently on August 30th. It was our 7th wedding anniversary, and we had all of these fabulous plans for a trip and to be able to vlog the trip and all these great things, but we did not get to go. We celebrated barely celebrated our anniversary right here at home because I ended up getting sick. I caught COVID. And this is probably the first week that I have felt like back to myself again, because it had got a little rough. I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything, but my symptoms were absolutely symptoms. Let's see, and I'll kind of give you a rundown of my symptoms, things I took to help me get better. I'm sure there's 1,000 of these videos on YouTube, but I'm just speaking about what worked for me. We went to my symptoms started on August 18th, and it just started with like a weirdness in my throat. It wasn't painful, but it wasn't normal. So I was like, my throat feels funny. I was thinking kind of allergies. Took allergy pills, did not help give any relief. So the next day I went and took a rapid test. Here's where I'll pause and say that August 18th was a Wednesday. That Thursday and Saturday before, I was at the airport because I went to Utah with James for a work thing. I was at the airport, I was in a hotel, I was in restaurants. And I do wear my mask whenever I go out in public, using a lot of hand sanitizer and washing my hands as often as I can. But that was like the only variable from my normal routine of just like everyday life at home. So if I was a betting person, I would bet that I got it somewhere at the airport, or came in contact with it somewhere at the airport. But my symptoms started on that Wednesday, and the next day I took a rapid test. It was actually negative, but I just started to progressively feel worse, like feel really run down, nose getting stuffy. Sneezing was never one of my symptoms, oddly enough, which like just with my allergies, I normally sneeze, and I did not sneeze one time. I think this is like through the entire thing, but it started with my throat, then my nose got like stuffy. But the biggest symptom for me, which was one that I have not heard much about is that my eyes started hurting. And I'm not talking like sinus pressure. I'm talking about like my eyes were literally hurting. To look in any direction other than like straight ahead. If I tried to look up to the side, like I would have to turn my head because it hurt that much to move my eyes. And it felt like that for about 3 or 4 days. I was like, Lord, am I going blind? Like, I didn't know what was going on, but my eyes were hurting so bad. So Thursday I took a rapid test and it came back negative. Friday, because that's when my nose got stuffy and my eyes started hurting, I went and took another test, but I took the full PCR test that time, and I did not get that back until Sunday afternoon, and that's what was positive. So from there, I had already been wearing my mask in the house. I ended up quarantining myself in one of the rooms upstairs to stay away from the family, and James did like his thing in terms of sanitizing the house, wiping down everything, washing sheets, things like that, hoping that, you know, it would keep him and the kids from getting sick. He had COVID last fall, so we kind of understood what to do and how to handle the process. And although they had already been exposed to me, we still thought it best for me to go ahead and quarantine to keep them safe, because my daughter does have asthma and we don't want her getting sick. And my symptoms were fairly mild for the first, with the exception of my eyes hurting, because that was pretty crucial. But other than that, I didn't have any cough, I didn't have any fever, I didn't have anything else but the eye pain until day 7. Day 7 is where my ish got real. It's not funny, but it's like, because that's where ish got real for me. I started having a fever, body aches, I had a cough, and just like a heaviness, like I could feel it trying to like take over my lungs and like in my chest, and I was like exhausted. And I also lost my taste and smell. I still have not gotten that back, by the way, but everything. So I guess I'm about 85% back to myself, because I still can't taste and smell. Well, not 100%. It has to be really, really, really strong and like this close to my nose. Otherwise, I can't smell anything. And I can taste salty, sweet, bitter, because I think that's how your taste buds work, but I cannot taste like the flavor of the food. So from day 7 to maybe 12 or 13, I was battling fever. The highest it got, maybe 102. I was battling that back and forth, alternating Tylenol and ibuprofen. And then I quickly learned that something about it really just like dehydrates your body. Like I had to drink twice as much water or liquids as normal. And for the first couple of days, because it's almost like a natural inclination when you get sick, you're eating soup, you're drinking tea, you're warm beverages. I had to stop drinking them because I could not get my body temperature under control. I could not get my fever to break. So I had to start drinking a lot of cold beverages, eating popsicles and stuff between taking medicines to help, keep my internal temperature down. So I think around day 12 or 13, fever finally broke and stayed away. And from that point on, I had been fever free. But the fatigue and the cough lingered. Wait a minute. I think like I just stopped coughing like a day or so ago. Now that I think about it, I haven't coughed in like 24 hours. That's great. So the fatigue probably went into last week. And then the cough maybe this past weekend, where I would still cough like sometimes at night, or if I did like too much activity. But like I said, other than that, I'm feeling like myself. I'm back to like my normal routine, taking the kids to school, running errands, creating content. Like I'm back to work, back to mom life, back sleeping in my own bed. So yeah, that was my COVID experience. It's real. Whether you're vaccinated or not, wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance, take all the precautions that you can, and do everything that you can to stay safe. I'll quickly give a rundown of some things that I took that helped me in like the healing process, or just to help my immune system. Of course, I was taking Tylenol and ibuprofen because that's how I had to combat fever. I was also taking melatonin at night because although I was like super duper tired, I had trouble sleeping. And I read in a few sources online that something about the melatonin kind of benefits your body in the whole healing process. I was taking things like vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, adding lemon or lime to my water, adding liquid IV packets to my water because they're stronger than, or it has more electrolytes in it than typical sports drinks. And the first couple of days I did take Mucinex when my cough first started, but I eventually stopped because the days that I took Mucinex, and don't quote me on this, but I think it like dehydrates your body to some degree because it made me feel awful, like 10 times worse than how I was feeling prior to taking Mucinex. So it did not do well for my body. So I just stopped taking it, and I would do just cough drops and Sudafed PM to help with like the stuffiness of my nose so that I could breathe when I was sleeping. I had a finger oxygen monitor that I got from one of the local drugstores just to make sure that my oxygen levels weren't getting too low. I also had a blood pressure cuff that I used just to make sure that that was okay, just to, you know, to monitor like how my body was doing the best that I could given the circumstances. I did not go to the hospital to get like any antiviral meds or cocktails or anything like that, like beyond, and I did my test at the drive-through, so like I didn't go to the doctor at all. My sister is a registered nurse, so there was 2 nights where she came by just to listen to my lungs when my cough had gotten like really bad, just to make sure that she didn't hear anything that would like warrant or that could be signs of like pneumonia or anything like that, that I would need to go to the hospital to get a further listen. But beyond that, I took oil of oregano, and I also took black seed oil. So yeah, vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, oil of oregano, black seed oil, Tylenol, ibuprofen, liquid IV, lemon and lime juice, citrus fruit, oranges, tangerines, what have you. And that was like, yeah, that was what I was taking, and and melatonin, and that is what I was taking, and most of them is what I'm still taking, just to like give my body a best chance of full recovery. I never although I can't taste and smell, I never quite lost my appetite. I'm just a greedy girl at heart, and I'm gonna eat. It did take the fun out of eating, so like eating is almost like a chore now, like, and I'm trying to stay away from my favorite foods so that I don't like fall out of love with them. But like eating is a chore now because I can't taste it. I think probably the only thing that I'm still kind of enjoying is like nuts, like cashews, almonds, sunflower seeds, because I can still taste the saltiness. Or peanut butter and jelly, I can still taste the sweetness and the creaminess, but I can't like taste the flavor of the jelly. I couldn't tell you if it was strawberry or grape or what have you. So yeah, that's that. Something else that I did all the second and third week is that I would get up early before it got too hot outside and walk around our neighborhood for a mile. Even if it would take me forever to get it done, just to work my lungs, to help them to continue to exercise. Because what I noticed is that for the first 6 or so days, 5 or 6, however long it took me to get a positive test, although I was wearing a mask and taking some precautions, I was still moving around and like doing my day-to-day life, like mom stuff, work stuff, cleaning up behind the kids, like still up and at them. The moment I sat down and was like, okay, you need to rest so that you can recover, it's like my body just became under attack. And the more I sat still, the worse I felt. So I was like, I gotta get out of this bed. I gotta move around, even if it meant just pacing the hallway upstairs, or like getting up in the morning before it got too hot, or in the evening as the sun started to set, to walk around the neighborhood. Of course, I wasn't affecting anybody. I was still keeping my mask on. I just needed to be outside so that my lungs can work. I guess the alternative would be if you have a treadmill or like an exercise bike or something like that at home, but just simply slow walking the neighborhood. I feel like that helped dramatically, because when I laid down, it was like, oh, gotcha. So I was not trying to go out like that. So I am just very, very, very grateful to be back, to have recovered as well as I have, without any medical complications, that I know of anyway, because only God knows what the long-term effects are. But I am feeling better. I am feeling stronger. I started a 21-day fall fitness challenge yesterday. I'm doing the 21-day fix, so I'll be sharing my progress with that soon. So like, as much as I can be fully back to myself, I am back to myself, and I am just so grateful. I'm not going to say that I have a new lease on life, but I am just very appreciative that I still get to live my life, that I still get to be with my family, that I still get to do mom stuff, to do wife stuff, to be me, to be here, to be functional and healthy and able-bodied. And I am very proud of my body for seeing me through it, so I want to do everything I can to take better care of it. So I'm cleaning up my eating habits. I'm getting back moving. I want to treat my body as good as I can, because it carried me through, and we've seen the adverse effects of what that virus can do to people. It can have them hospitalized, long-term effects, even death. So I am just very, very, very grateful to still be here. So yeah, that's my update. That's what I have been up to. That's what I have been doing. That's what has been going on in my world. So like I said, I'm back. So I just wanted to it's been a while. I haven't said anything to you all, so I wanted to kind of bring you up to speed on what's been going on. And then we are back to our regularly scheduled programming. I'll be sharing weekly updates about me doing the 21-day fix. Along with that, I am doing keto. I did it last year when everything first shut down and we all had to stay home, and I lost almost 30 pounds. I'll put a before and after picture here so that you can see it. But I did keto, 21-day fix, and then ended up incorporating different exercises beyond that for almost like 3 or 4 months, and it was a game changer for me. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're doing it again. So I'll be sharing updates about that with you guys. I'll be starting to share the room updates. I'll keep sharing some influencer tips and things like that for those of you who are aspiring to be influencers. And then I'm gonna do a little like front porch and in-home decorating for the fall. I mean, it's cute and all, but fall is not really my thing. I'm telling you, November 1st is Christmas, baby. I am just letting my kids get through Halloween, because my kids do love Halloween, but it's Christmas for me. So yeah, that's what we have. That's what I have had going on. That's what's been going on in our world, and that's what I have coming up. So, and real quick, because I feel like somebody is going to ask, my hair is a flexi rod set. I went to the salon and got it done because lazy. She used the red flexi rods over it. I got it done on Friday. It's about 5 days old at this point. It normally lasts me anywhere from 7 to 14 days. Probably closer to 7 this time, because I am working out, but this is after 2 days of working out and it's still, holding it together. So it's a flexi rod set using the red flexi rods. And then this top, I'll put a picture. It's actually a 2-piece set, but I'm short, so it just looks like a dress, but I'll put a picture here so that you can see the full outfit, and then I'll link it down in the description box. That's it. That's all. If you have any questions, any suggestions for videos that you would like to see me do, if there was anything that I said about what I was taking or what I was doing that was not clear, let me know. But I just wanted to give you guys a life update to let you know that I am back. I did not ghost you. I am not neglecting y'all, but like, life had kicked my butt a little bit, but we're back. I hope that you all have been well and safe and healthy, and that's all I got until next week. Bye.